Hi everybody, welcome to the Leaf Heart Path. My name is Andrea Graham and today's pick a card reading is about meeting your spirit guides. Now you may have noticed I did more piles than usual because we all have a large spirit team. Some team members will come and go depending on circumstances, situations, and life choices that we make. Others are with us for our entire lives. So today we're going to meet at least one member of your team, lean into any advice that they may have for you, and why are they here with you right now. We'll also look at signs or synchronicities, ways that you can tell that they are near. So we have 8 piles today. If you find yourself drawn to more than one pile, check as many as resonate with you. And I recommend starting with the pile that feels the strongest for you, then follow up with the other piles. If you're only drawn to one, just visit one pile. And some of you may not be drawn to any of the piles today. If that's the case, then you may not have any messages in here for you. Because this is a general reading, anything that you watch, take what resonates and leave the rest. For those of you who enjoy a visual, we're going to look at each one of the cards from the Fairies Nature Oracle by Raven McGill. These are included as part of the reading today. And if you don't know who Raven is, I recommend checking out her Instagram. She's amazing with her art. Her writing is phenomenal, and she created this deck, and I believe she may still have a few of them up for sale. Her name, I believe, is raven.mcgill on Instagram. If it's not, I will put a comment in to adjust that, but I recommend checking this out. So pile 1, we have Garden. And if you like to choose with extra numbers, we have the number 27. Pile 2, Autumn, and the number 14. Pile 3, Firefly, and apparently some cat hairs. The number 17. Pile 4, Honeybee, the number 24. Pile 5, Bat, and 21. Pile 6, Snail, 16. Pile 7, Hummingbird, and 22. And finally pile 8, this is Summer, and the number is 13. Okay, so again we have pile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and finally pile 8. Take a few moments and cast your gaze over all the cards if you need to. You can also pause the video should you need a little more time to pick. And if you're ready, I'll see you over in your video. Bye-bye. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the Garden with the number 27, then this is your reading. Let's take a look at your cards. Your first card is the Moon. Followed by the 7 of Cups. And we have, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. Pull these down a little. Pranite, trust. Nature. So cute. I feel my way into faith, one step at a time. If you hear that scratching, that's one of my cats on the scratching post right now. Thanks, Mikey. All right. And then finally, our mantra, I am fearless. Okay, friends. So for those of you who like astrological signs, it looks like we have a lot of water energy happening with the cups and then also the moon. So that is going to be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So whenever I see water like this, and we kind of have a cave happening here, and I think of Pranite as healing stone. The moon has to do with fears. This is a guide who is showing up to push you through any fears or challenges that you have surrounding pursuing some kind of goal of yours. They bring healing messages. And they ask you to look inward to face your true north. Yeah, this is talking about stopping overthinking and facing that true north. And to me, that makes me think of the North Node in astrology. So you might want to check out your placement for your North Node on your birth chart for information about that if you don't know it already, or just revisit that if that is something that resonates with you. This guide may be here to help you with that North Node purpose, particularly because this is a major arcana card, so I'm thinking larger life event. So more of a long-term guide, I'm thinking. That North Node is the point of destiny that you're drawn to follow over the course of your life, just like the way the water is coming down here. It is something that, when fulfilled, it just adds that extra layer of happiness, enjoyment, fulfillment to your life. And if that's not your jam, as this is a general reading, this guide could just be popping in to help you figure out what is it that gets your heart racing, what lights you up, what kind of goal is worth pursuing for you that is a step beyond something that you might ordinarily be looking for. Nothing that's too easy to reach or too tangible. Yeah, nothing that we're going to touch too easily. When we see the Seven of Cups here, this usually does have to do with temptation or things that are placed in front of us. All that glitters isn't gold, having a lot of options in front of us. But this isn't about that. This guide is here to kind of push you a bit, having you strive a little bit, to work through your comfort zone, stretch that out, push your boundaries a little bit. And as we're talking, I'm seeing a compass with a needle that is just completely bugging out. It's going in circles over and over and over again really fast. And your guide's basically asking you to knock it off, slow down, and look inside, see what's going on there. The answer is already inside you, so stop spinning the needle. They may want you to meditate, perhaps, for those of you that need to go within that way. Don't look so much too external. We have the light here. Yeah, don't look so much to the external. This is an internal journey that you need to trust a little bit. Yeah. Thinking about that trust, and the green here is also drawing me down here. Again, this is from the Fairies Nature Oracle by Raven McGill. And we have the Garden here. This is a card about self-reliance and resources. And that mirrors kind of what's happening over here. You've got this imagery of, being outside and nature, and down here as well. You have everything you need at your fingertips already. What's in front of you, what's inside you. Yeah, the Prehnite itself is a healing stone, healing the healer. One of my favorites. And with that green color, it does remind me of the heart chakra. In fact, we do have quite a bit of green happening and pink, which we associate with heart chakra colors. And the heart chakra I always think of as kind of the conduit for healing. Yeah, healing abilities. And this super attractor card here. I feel my way into faith one step at a time. We have the moon here, just like we did over on this card. The moon is about illusions and fears. And there's this reminder here to trust and know that you can get through whatever these fears are. And as I look at this, I picture my own struggle with heights. And I kind of picture myself inching my way across the bridge here. And so group one, you might be doing that same thing. You might be in the same camp where you're kind of inching your way toward a goal, kind of going over your fears or through your fears. This is about using what you have and what you know, and maybe even clairsentience, since we're talking about feeling here. You might be able to feel this guide through clairsentience, which is clear sensing. And that's a feeling that you're going to get through your body and through physiological responses, but also possibly through emotions. So you really do need to trust what you're feeling in terms of this particular guide. And then revisiting this garden card, this is about trusting your senses and what's in front of you. I'm really drawn to the scale of the plants here. We can see that this is probably a container garden. Things are small. Using clairsentience is about that connection that we have to all things, whether they're large or whether they're much smaller. It is often overlooked as a intuitive sense, as a psychic sense. And I want to read part of what Raven has written in the guidebook, because the writing in for this particular deck is just phenomenal. So part of what it says is your garden may be home to more than just herbs, fruit, and vegetables. You may find strangers, spiders, ants, and worms. Don't stomp on the little ones. At first glance, they may look like pests, but they are here to help. Strangers often serve a purpose. So I feel like what your guide is trying to say is that it's okay to lean into fear, because fears can also teach us things about ourselves and help us to progress on our path. So you are bridging the gap with your guide by your side right here. And again, being drawn to that moon, it isn't just fears, but also intuition. It's okay to be open and to allow. Ground yourself with walks in nature, or gardening perhaps. Pay attention to your dreams as well, because you may be receiving messages from your guide that way. So I have a strong feeling that this particular guide is probably Fae or some type of elemental, since we have so many outdoor things happening. There's a lot of nature here. For numbers, you want to pay attention possibly to the number 7. We have 7 down here again in the 27, also 2s. 2 plus 7 is 9, so the number 9 perhaps. And over here with the moon, we have 18. So we've got 1, 8, and then 1 plus 8 also gives us another 9. So those numbers may mean something to you. It could be a birthday, an anniversary of some kind, a favorite number. And think of that as a confirmation for you that your guide is nearby, or that you are on alignment, you're on the right path. So you might want to watch out for those repeating numbers, even if it's like 999 or 777. Let's take a look at the Spirit Cats card here. It's super cute. Nature. Meet Leaf. That's perfect. The Leaf Heart Path. I love it. So each day he slips out to meander between the ferns and flowers. He visits his secret spot where the sun filters down through the leaves in ever-changing shards of light that dance on his fur and warm his soul. No matter the weather, take a moment to step outside and find a spot in nature, whether it's a vast wilderness or a tiny patio. Here we are, tiny patio. Beneath the fresh wild air, or breathe in the fresh wild air. Feel the great expanse of the sky overhead and the firmness of the earth beneath you. So, earth, the sky. I love that. You are part of the intricate web of life. Allow nature to nourish you, support you, and set you free. So there is this freedom here once you move beyond fear. I love that. So a big nod to nature. Getting grounded outside is something your guide is pushing you toward. And that freedom that we're talking about here is being embraced versus being constrained by the fears that we're talking about with the moon card. So this again is a sort of nudge on how to help you move forward through whatever this is that you're trying to get, or that goal that you're trying to reach. I also noticed that they brought up small gardening here, as well. So that's a nod back to that garden card. And as we're talking this through, I'm hearing the phrase "be seen." This kitty's peeking out here. Leaf is peeking out. So don't hide. This guy does not want you to hide. It's safe. Trust that it's safe to come out and be forthright with what you want. Yeah. And what's interesting is your I am card, your mantra is I am fearless, which is literally the opposite of the moon card. So moving beyond your comfort zone, spending time in nature, you are going to connect to this guide the best here. Definitely Fae, I would say, for most of you, or elemental. So going back to the colors again, we've got the greens and pinks, the reds, all about the heart chakra. This may be a message to keep these channels clean. You might be somebody who is sensitive to others and other energy. Nature will help to clear that out. That way you aren't taking on other people's fears accidentally. Some empaths are super spongy, and this can absolutely impact your own feelings and the way that you perceive situations. So your guides want to remind you, just in case you've forgotten, you're moving from the moon and across your fears to a point where you are fearless of things that once bothered you. Keep in mind, you're already doing it. All right, in one way or another, baby steps. You have everything you need at your fingertips to create the vision and goal that you desire. And this guide that is coming through here is rooting for you all along the way. So group 1, pay attention to those repeating numbers. Surround yourself with pink or green if that's your thing. Trust that feeling of clairsentience. Allow that feeling to guide you where you need to go, and make sure that you're keeping those channels nice and clear by spending time in nature. You will be closer to this guide there. You could carry some prehnite in your pocket. It's one of my favorite stones, which helps keep your energy channels clear. And this will also help draw the energy in of this particular guide. So last but not least, definitely pay attention to those dreams as well. So that's what I have for you, group 1. If you felt this reading resonated for you, please comment in the box below what's standing out or what didn't. If you liked the video, that's great. Give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Check out my other readings. And if you're compelled to look at another group, I will see you over in that video. Otherwise, group 1, it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to collaborating with you again in the future. See you soon. Hi, pile 2. If you picked autumn and the number 14, then this is your reading. Let's take a look at your cards. Okay. So first we have the Queen of Pentacles, followed by the Nine of Wands, Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? Petrified Wood, Ancestors. Interesting. Flow. Cute. My greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force. They come through freedom. And finally, I am me. Okay. All right, you. So for those who like their astrological signs, we have a lot of earth energy here, specifically the Queen of Pentacles happening. And yeah, we've got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn there, and then the tree roots happening here, noticing on the Wands energy from Rust Belt Arcana. In this particular deck, the trees are fire energy, so think of them almost as magic wands in this instance. So fire signs would be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And even with the petrified wood over here, I see this as either being earth or fire energy, so we've got a little bit of extra here. And we have a picture of mountains happening down here, more trees. This group is not an energy of air or water as much, but I have a feeling that this is definitely part of the message. This is really, really standing out here. And as I was shuffling this group, the first card I pulled was from the Rider-Waite deck, was this Queen of Pentacles here, and I saw a flash of yellow before I pulled it. And to me, this is representative of the solar plexus and having to do with strength and then also resilience, which I'm also picking up from this Priestess card. And again, we see that yellow in the background as well. So looking over these cards, they do speak to me of lineage. We've got tree roots and then, of course, the ancestry here. Roots that were laid before you in your ancestry. This isn't just about leadership, but it's about breaking boundaries, barriers, and perhaps even inherited ethical and moral codes that maybe once served other generations, but they're outdated at this point. And for some of you, I think this is where generational trauma is just, it's going to stop. If you chose this pile, this guide is here to remind you that you are more supported than you realize. Now, let's look at this petrified wood. When I see petrified wood here, I know there's certain types of it that can shatter. And I see this shattering as you breaking molds that weren't meant for you. Pile 2. She's part of that energy right here. This is someone who's leading. And, oh, she does have wings. That's interesting. And this looks like it might be solar plexus related as well. Perhaps there is a bit of air energy here, that mental prowess and flexibility, decision making, using the air to be able to break away, as this is associated with swords and tarot. This is the energy that your guide wants you to step into. And the question is, how are you being called to step up and lead? You are a strong person if you are watching this, group 2. Pentacles are very earthy and slow. And the Nine of Wands here, it's such a cool card, represents an idea that we've almost gotten to where we want to be, but we're not quite there yet. There is still some work to do. So your guide's letting you know that they have your back. Literally the way the person's climbing here, their hand is on your shoulder. In fact, with the idea of ancestry and lineage, and sometimes even stepping into healing or some other kind of gift, I have a vision where I often see people's hands on one another's shoulders, stretching back across eons. And right now, if you're watching this, you are at the front of that line. This guide is here with you on these longer journeys when you're in the 11th hour and you are just about done. So in all likelihood, this is a female ancestor, or one with divine feminine energy, but this will not be the case for everybody. So I'm thinking this is an ancestor guide. Let's take a look at Flo. Hello, Flo. All right, Flo. Meet Zephyr. Okay, Zephyr. Zephyr is flexible. Oh, there's that word flexible. We're not rigid here. Flowing and gentle like a light wind. So here's our air. She intuitively responds to the rhythms of the world around her. When a door opens, she just walks through, easy as a breeze. When the door closes, she circles, eddies, and finds a window to slip silently through. She blooms with the spring and knows how to let go with the fall. She is change, and she welcomes change. Her strength comes not through resistance, but through perfect flow, like a river sculpting the rocks, finding and making the space to keep moving. So now we also have water energy, which we're needing here. Yeah, okay. This is interesting because we have so much of the other type of energy. And the water mentioned here is what these roots so desperately need in order to make the soil more fertile so that new seeds can sprout. This flexibility and its watery flow will soften some of this hard earth that we've gotten here. It's going to soften and kind of help let go of some of this fiery energy that we also have happening. And I think it's a reminder that we can be soft and we can allow other people to take care of us. So this is a lot about perseverance, but also what to do when we meet resistance. We can call on help. So here, my greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force, they come through freedom. There's no need to force anything. Allow flexibility, drop your guard, let go of what isn't serving you, and harvest what is. Yeah, continue with what's working. The water and the wind is this little sigh of relief that we have, and you deserve. You've been working so very hard. Sit back, allow yourself to enjoy the sunrise or sunset. With all the earthy colors that I see happening on these cards here, it reminds me of our lower chakras. We've got some pinks in here, rusty colors, red, orange, brown, and of course the colors of fall here. And I think these are all signs of your guide. As I mentioned before, I had that flash of yellow before pulling this over. So you may see orbs when this particular guide is nearby, or catch them in a sunbeam at sunrise or sunset. In between those quiet moments, you might actually feel the hand on your shoulder, a whisper in your ear. There will be a firm, loving feeling with this ancestor. You may smell someone's cooking, especially fall or winter dishes. For some of you, as we have our autumn card here. Now, looking at numbers, we've got the 9 of Wands. So 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, repeating nines might be important to you, as well as the number 14 that we have here. So we could have 1, repeating ones, 4s, 1 plus 4 equals 5. So 5 also. Seeing any combination of these numbers or repeating versions of them may be another sign that things are aligning right now, or that your guide is near. And of course, when I think of 5, 1 plus 4 is 5, I think we're halfway to 10, we're halfway to our goal, which just reinforces that whole feeling of that 9 of Wands energy. We need that little bit of flexibility, that little bit of watery flow, and the push of a loving hand behind us to get us through this last little bit. That there is still this harvest to reap. This autumn card again talks about letting go at this time, while harvesting and gathering bounty in one hand. So we let go with one hand, we reap with the other. Release with one hand, let go of limitations that others push on you. Be free. Your mantra: I am me. There is no other you out there. You need to do your job. You need to be you, because no one else can occupy that space. So keep pushing, keep doing what you're doing, and know that you are divinely supported in this. Yeah. All right. So group 2, that's what I have for you. If you felt that this particular reading resonated for you, please comment in the box below. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel. Check out my other readings, and if you're compelled to look at another group, I will see you over in that video. Otherwise, group 2, it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to collaborating with you again in the future. Bye. Hi, group 3. If you chose the Firefly, number 17, then this is your reading. Let's take a look at your cards. First, we have the Knight of Cups, followed by the Four of Cups. It's a bit of water energy there for you. Take a break, a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Okay, interesting. We have the Agate, healthy body. Woo. Play. That's cute. I think I've said that about every cat card. When I'm patient, I let the universe do for me what I cannot do for myself. Okay. And let's scooch this guy over. And then finally we have a mantra. I am open. Okay. So for those who like our astrological signs, we've got water happening here with the Knight and Four of Cups. So Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio signs. So pile 3. As I'm looking at this, we've got a firefly, we've got the horse here. I'm thinking about animals and critters underneath the lily pond, the cat. I'm thinking this is an animal guide. Now, what this type of animal is going to be will be different for every person that's watching, because this is a general reading. But I do think that there are some aspects that are going to be the same, depending on a couple of characteristics. And so I think that what's going to be the same is that these animals are going to be able to move quickly or fluidly. If it's a mammal, a horse, a deer, some other kind of land animal. It could be an amphibian, a fish, or an insect, some kind of water mammal, or even something smaller, a frog, slipping underneath the lily pad, a dragonfly, a butterfly. I'm particularly drawn to the idea of transformation, the idea that an animal undergoes a large metamorphosis of some kind. If it's not a fast-moving mammal, it's going to be something that undergoes some kind of transformation, especially with the cups here being watery and emotional. The Four of Cups here is, taking time out, taking a break, slowing down and thinking before acting, being rooted in what's around you. And I see the horse here, this knight, literally galloping in to tell you to calm down, slow your roll down. So this could be about shifting a mindset of you. Maybe you're somebody that works really, really hard, and you're also getting that take a break here. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill, so slow down. So this shift in mindset, it could be about a healthy body. And it doesn't just mean your physical vessel, although that's part of it. What's special about agates are these layers and stripes that they have running along them. And that reminds me a little bit of our auras around our bodies. So this could be an animal guide to help you with some kind of transition, a period for health, maybe mental wellness, a spiritual shift, just the balance between work and play. And look at this, I'm seeing two here, so I'm thinking of like a teeter-totter, a seesaw, two flowers there. And I'm actually even seeing, when I say play, I'm seeing a big dog come bounding up with a huge grin on its face. So I do think this is, in general, about building a happier you, not just a healthier you, but a happier you too. So looking at the Spirit Cat card, Play, here, it is so cute. This feels very appropriate. So meet Pippa of the Dream Circus. Some kitties come straight out of the imagination to remind us to play. Here is to a moment of dancing, twinkling toes, and laughter. Where most only see empty air, Pippa sees colorful tweeting birds doing a tantalizing minuet and errant butterflies playing peekaboo, urging her to the chase. To play is to do something for the pure joy of the doing. It is a frolicking mix of experimentation, curiosity, and absurdity. Where can you let more of Pippa's playful spirit and lighthearted air into your work and life? Yeah, so this is appropriate, in conjunction with this take a break card that we've got going on here. A life's work, not a season, get off the treadmill. So this guide is telling you, this animal guide is telling you to get into receiving mode so that you can have more of this, whatever that particular healthiness that you're stepping into is going to be about. So this might be through lightening up somehow, finding a sense of fun, pleasure, and what play looks like to you. When you're in your receiving mode, your vibe is going to pick up on this guide's intent and their positive energy. You're going to be able to sense them a little bit more easily. And my cat just ran in the room. So I think he likes what's happening here. So I think this is a reminder sometimes that also, I'm seeing the horse, I'm thinking of an ass. Like, sometimes the universe is going to give you a kick in the ass too if you don't get off that treadmill. When I'm patient, I let the universe do for me what I cannot do for myself. I'm especially focused on this last part. It's going to happen. Whether you take that moment for introspection and kind of rooting yourself and figuring out what you need and what your goals are, or if you don't, it's going to happen to you. And when I see universe, I think unicorn. So I'm seeing a unicorn come up and poking you in the butt. The universe will create this alignment for you if you're not getting into this alignment yourself. They will find a way to put you into a timeout. So if you're not, patient right now and you want to keep going and pushing yourself, if you're still on that treadmill, they will find a way to make it happen. And your guide is just letting you know through this message here that that doesn't need to happen that way. They'll do it if you need it, but you can also rediscover your timeout, your sense of play, your sense of patience, calmness yourself. Yeah, chill out, recalibrate towards love and joy. That's really what we want to be looking for. So you might find this guide is around through some repeating numbers. We've been looking at that in all the readings. So we have 4s here. So 4, 4, 4, 4, any combination of that. And we also have 17 down here with the Firefly. So 17 maybe 1s, repeating 1s, 7s are repeating 7s. 1 plus 7 is 8. So these particular numbers may mean something to you already. If that's the case, think of this as a confirmation. You might also look for signs in nature as well. Because this is an animal guide, you're probably more likely to run into them. But if it's something fanciful like a unicorn, you're probably only going to see pictures of that. Or maybe you'll be lucky. You can ask. If you want to see what this animal is, just ask. So many people don't think to do that, but our guides want to work with us, and sometimes they need that invitation so they aren't jumping in on our free will, infringing on us. Ask to see your guide, and it may appear to you in nature. For some other more exotic things that aren't in your neighborhood, you obviously might see a photo. It might appear on TV, a billboard, an advertisement, the side of a van, I don't know. You may get a clairvoyant image of this guide as well. And notice these 2 cards here. We have some twinkles happening here. And then we've got that bioluminescence with the fireflies. And so that does remind me of clairvoyance. There may also be orbs around these particular guides. So these may be ways that you can communicate with these particular guides. You may see orbs in photos. You may see the flashes of light out of the corner of your eye as well. And I think too, when you kind of slow down and tap in, you get off that treadmill, you're going to have that same glow about you when tuned into this energy. Yeah, and when this particular guide is around too, kind of like pushing you in that direction, you are going to be attracting other people to you. I keep hearing Abraham Hicks saying, the universe works fast when I'm having fun. Now, I know that's another card from one of Gabrielle Bernstein's decks, but I'm hearing Abraham say it. So law of attraction might be something that you look into a little bit too, or some of Abraham's teachings. And even if you can't get to this energy yourself right now, remember that this quote is happening here. Yeah, the universe is going to do for me what I can't do for myself. So it's going to happen whether you get there yourself or somebody else gets you there. It's kind of about your intent and your energy. Your mantra is I am open. So be open and see what happens. Notice the 2 circles here, kind of a spiral. They remind me just of going deep, going around. So looking within for ways to unburden the self and just become light, like a bubble floating up here. Yeah, shrugging out of something that's heavy and moving into maybe a lighter energy, going from dark to light here, being illuminated. So your animal guide is literally not just a symbol of your transformation, but also the new joy that you're going to be having. They could be a joy guide and a guide to push you towards your highest version of yourself and just remind you that we're meant to have fun. We're meant to play. So group 3, that's what I have for you. If you felt this reading resonated for you, please comment in the box below. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and check out my other readings if you're compelled to look at another group. I will see you over in that video. Otherwise, group 3, it's been a pleasure and I look forward to collaborating with you again in the future. We'll see you later. Hi, pile 4. If you chose the Honeybee, number 24, then this is your reading. Let's take a look at your cards. we have got the Five of Cups, and the Eight of Wands, boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Okay, and Moonstone, cycles. This is Night Magic. When I'm tuned into the energy of abundance, I become abundant. And finally, we'll scoot this guy over here. I am abundant. Okay. This is an interesting energy. This is very, very different than any of the other readings we've had thus far. Before we get into these energies, to talk about zodiac or astrological signs, we have got the Five of Cups here, so that's going to be your water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And then with Wands, energy here, that's fire energy, so we're looking at Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So I'm feeling like this guide, Pile 4, has been with you through multiple lifetimes. I'm seeing the word cycles here, and then I'm just noticing all of these hands coming in here. This is probably a guide that you have incarnated with before. You've had actually also acted as their guide once upon a time too. This is a guide with a very, very strong connection to you, I'm thinking, and feeling. The way you communicate is likely claircognizant, I'm thinking, and feeling. I'm noticing the open crown chakra here. I don't know, and something about the tree in the sky. Maybe just I'm thinking that is kind of air, even though that's wand energy there. There might even be something telepathic about it. I'm thinking about the way that bees communicate. This is almost a telepathy type thing. And the telepathy aspect is pointing me towards boundaries. I'm always thinking of empaths with that. And that very open crown chakra we see there. So you may be an empath with strong intuition yourself. And the Eight of Wands on this card from the Rust Belt Arcana is meant to be, I believe, an American sycamore tree. And it's literally here making me think of magic wands. Here we go. And so that is making me, again, think of that airy energy, even though this is fire. Like, getting your point really across quickly to others. Like, it's almost like this tree has been hit by lightning. You're a channel. Sorry, bumped that there. I'm thinking that your energy is sullied sometimes. And I feel like this sycamore magic is very direct, but it can be easily tainted by others' stuff due to porous boundaries. Boundary issues, just being an empath in general. That's something that a lot of them struggle with. And I think this guide here is a bit of a protector for you. Even though I'm not really even seeing a visual that I would say this is who your guide is. I'm seeing them as a protector, and in some cases maybe a gatekeeper guide for you. And I'm getting that hearing from them the first time might actually be a little shocking or a little startling to you. Their energy is really very, very strong. This is a clear message to encourage you to keep your own energy very, very clear. I I think you pick up and you're sensitive about the smallest things. And this Five of Cups is showing that to us here. You're getting every little thing. And I believe this guide is here to serve as a comfort to you at times. You may have clearly heard them, I think. Maybe it's the idea of the birds here. So there's a little clairaudience perhaps, or claircognizance, that mind-to-mind connection. You might have heard them at the end of a hard transition, some kind of moment, perhaps even recently, or the end of a cycle that was difficult. And what I'm getting is this actually might be your higher self or the higher self of another person who is currently incarnated. Someone who's part of your soul family. So you may actually share parts of the same higher self or soul, just like the sycamore tree here. Yeah, the roots go down deep and you're just one branch of many, or like these little birds here. You might be part of one branch and then they're part of another. And so you're able to go in here and communicate, share messages. We're flying from branch to branch here, nest to nest. Yeah, this is very, very different, Pile 4, than anything that I have gotten before. This feels like you using telepathy to talk to this other person's higher self, which is really part of your higher self and your soul as well. Wow. Now, this won't be the case with everybody, because it's a general reading, but this is a bit of a hive mind, I'm thinking. Yeah, it's a shared collective, a group kind of a guide. And just with this too, like this picture, I'm getting to, because this is so unique, and you're so unique, this person is also unique and part of your soul family. This may hint at being a starseed. If that's something you're interested in, you might want to look that up if you are not familiar with that term. And I feel like this particular guide is steering you away from getting mucked up in other people's stuff right now. Even if it is members of your soul family that aren't quite in alignment with you yet. You're in a nest and they're, I don't know, maybe they're not here yet. They're not occupying that nest yet. This guide is moving you towards an independence and stronger boundaries. With this, there is going to be this joy that just comes forth. If you've been a bit sequestered because of circumstances, because of porous boundaries, this guide or set of guides or higher selves is there to see you through to a new and brighter cycle where you can surround yourself with other soul family, like these honeybees here. A supportive community and a higher mind and way of communication that once again brings me back to that claircognizance or clairaudience. So with this soul family, with these friendships, it's going to be fruitful. And if we look at this, actually, notice this. We're going from the barren to something that is abundant or fruit-filled. Yeah, we went from the sycamore and its bare limbs at one point to this. When I'm tuned into the energy of abundance, I become abundant. So moving from sorrow or lack into alignment with joy. And this is going to bring more of the birds to the tree. Yeah, this guide wants your soul lit up. And I think that's where this night magic card comes in. Meet Vespertine, no sleep for the wild. She is a swirl of creativity and nighttime escapades. She is pure nocturnal playfulness and mystery. Going out at night is not only for the young, night magic is for everyone. Explore the night, go out dancing or walk under the stars. Gather with your friends and talk into the wee hours. Sing and play music under the moonlight. Stay up to watch a meteor shower or a lunar eclipse. See the sunrise while the world sleeps. Watch your perspective expand and shift. You have more energy than you believe. Yeah, so I do feel like this is about kind of exploring and finding that joy again. You know, with others. With yourself and with others. This is about moving on from other people's stuff.
the energy from other people's stuff or your own sorrows, that Five of Cups, to finding the joy in life. This guide wants you to find friendships and people and joy within yourself, these relationships and things that light you up. Yeah, things that light up your soul. So give yourself a rest after periods of stress and then tap into what makes you happy. Respect that there are always cycles, there always will be. But it is okay to live in fulfillment and joy that abundance brings. So your mantra is, I am abundant. Yeah, so this group 4, I feel like, is not just finding your purpose, but also finding other close friendships and members of that soul family. So once again, we're talking about intuitive senses of claircognizance, clear knowing, telepathy, possibly some clairaudience in there, clear hearing, possibly clairsentience, as, you know, I'm looking at the vibrations coming off her body and just the hands coming in here, so that clear feeling. Those are all ways that you might be sensing this guide. And again, I still get that idea that it might have been a little shocking at first. It's almost like this tree got scared and dropped all the limbs. Your intuition is stronger. You may also want to pay attention to repeating numbers, with 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. 8 would be another one. And then down here we have 2s, so any combination of that with 4s, and also 2 plus 4 is 6, so 6 might also be another possibility. So pay attention to those types of numbers. You could even go as far to add 5 and 8 to get 13, so 13 might also be important. These numbers may give you hints as to when that guide is nearby, and possibly this guide you may also feel around times of peaks and ebbs within cycles. So you may feel them more at times when there's a full moon, a new moon, other times of transition, gateways and dreams. Maybe another time also that this particular guide is coming through. And again, maybe at the end of something that's like a little bit tricky or difficult, they're suddenly there a little bit more. I do feel like, too, moving from this to this, you have what you need in front of you to create this abundance. It's all there. And if you wanted to talk or hear or work with this guide a little bit more, I do feel like all you have to do is just tap in. So practice, play with it a little bit, ask, see what happens. I do feel like they are there and much, much, much closer than you think. So that's what I have for you, Group 4. If you felt this reading resonated for you, please comment in the box below. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and subscribe to my channel, and check out any other readings that we have here if you're interested. If you're compelled to look at another group, I will see you over in that video. Otherwise, Group 4, it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to collaborating with you again in the future. Bye.
Hi, Pile 5. If you chose the bat, number 21, then this is your reading. Let's take a look at your cards. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana. Okay. Ace of Cups. Fill up your well, retreat, rest, and refuel. Yes, there's a bit of water energy between those two there. Malachite, healing. Okay. We've got a bit of a theme coming out here. Trust. The universe has big plans for me, and it's time to claim them. And we have a mantra card. I am Crown. Okay, Group 5. Are you a healer? Have you thought about healing? Maybe you have a hobby that involves being a healer or healing. If you don't, or you haven't thought about it, then this may not be the group for you. But I would say, even if you're not having those inklings, stick around, because sometimes things like this can kind of come out of the blue and surprise us. Before I get too much down that particular rabbit hole, I just want to touch on astrological signs. Obviously here we have a lot of water happening with the cups, so that's going to be signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So group 5, I'm definitely feeling this guide is a healer kind of guide, or someone to lead you in healing. Yeah, not just healing for you, but your gifts as a healer. I'm being drawn to the different creatures, the angels that we have here, all around the Wheel of Fortune. And that makes me think, because we have this major arcana, it makes me feel this is big energy, group 5. So this could be a deity of healing, an ascended master for you to work with, or angelic energy. To me, the Wheel of Fortune always feels like the Wheel of Fate, destiny, a birthright. And I feel like this is a birthright. Should you choose to claim it, it's entirely up to you. You are likely somebody who is an old soul. And I'm hearing that phrase, what goes around comes around. You've seen it all. When we reincarnate, there is this idea that we forget all that we've learned, everything that, has happened to us on that wheel. And this ace here of cups is the very first quenching drink, I think, that crosses your lips. It's a promise of health and wellness. It's a healing balm for the weary traveler, somebody who's tired. Yeah, who's seen a lot, who's done a lot, who's been a lot. So you are being reminded, first and foremost, to take care of yourself, fill up that well. Malachite, again, is green, like our heart chakra, and a color of healing. You may benefit from wearing this color or carrying a piece of malachite in your pocket. Green is a color that is associated with Archangel Raphael, who is often associated with healing. Another clue to you, you may be somebody who feels comfortable in water, around water, needs to recharge their batteries in water. So, putting your feet in the ocean, a creek, go for a swim. So pile 5, this is unique because we're not just getting that divine or angelic guide here, but also a peek at a spiritual gift or a purpose for you. So it's a little 2 for 1. This guide is reminding you to use your intuition, to use your heart to help steer the way. You can use clairvoyance and claircognizance to connect, but your gift also might be about trusting that you are here for a reason, and also just being rooted in the human experience. Yeah. Your sensing may just be completely different than the way that other people kind of are operating. This connection, I feel like, would be, I don't want to say challenging, just it's unique in its own way. Let's take a look at our spirit cat card here. Yeah, trust. So that meets Safi. Trust begins as an agreement she makes with the flame in her heart. So again, that heart chakra healing. She agrees to let it guide her even when it beckons her deep into the night forest of the unknown. It's reminding me of this friend. When she trusts, the darkness is illuminated and the forest sparkles with her heart light. She may not know exactly where the path leads, but she trusts the enchantment of a journey born of intuition. What you truly seek awaits you. Trust yourself. Step into the forest and begin your wild quest toward the longings of your soul. Yeah. Look at that healing. So, because this is an ace, and we've got this trust happening here, some of you may not actually know that you're healers yet. This is the beginning of the healing journey. Yeah, that first cup that's being offered. Yeah. With this and the Wheel of Fortune here, these two particular cards, especially being in conjunction in this area, like all four of these cards being together, the card here speaks to me of big plans, a bit of fate that's happening, you know, this open door to stride through should you decide to pursue anything to do with healing. With numbers, we have the number 10 here, which can be the end of a cycle. And like a wheel, we spin back around to the number 1. We also have the Ace of Cups, which is the beginning of something, number 1. And with our bat down here, we have 21, which can mean 2 or 1, repeating 2s, repeating 1s. 2 plus 1 is 3, so 3, 3, 3, 3. Any of these numbers may be signs that your guide is around or things are resonating for you. You're stepping into alignment. These may also be related to important dates in your life as well. Also, I'm getting that you might get high-pitched buzzing or ringing in your ears. So, sort of a clairaudient ability as well, which makes sense for this friend. That may have to do with some of the communication with your guide. And it may be initially a little unclear, but trust and have faith, and follow the signs and the feelings. Pay attention to that color green. You may be able to spot other healers by seeing green in their aura. So I'm thinking most of your information, group 5, is going to be coming in through claircognizance. With this here, our mantra, I am crown. That's kind of just getting us closer to that divine realm, that angelic realm. Possibly we've got that clairaudience and then also clairvoyance. So that's really a triple threat right there. But also because this is about healing as well, this could be clairsentience. So I think you might just have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So group 5, this really is an energy that you came to this particular incarnation with. So if you're already in a healing profession or you're interested in healing, then you're likely dipping your toe in the water, like she is here, and you're on the right path. Don't forget to take care of yourself on the way. Your guides are encouraging you to do that so that you can extend this Ace of Cups to others who need a bit of healing. So that is what I'm getting for you, group 5. If you felt this reading resonated for you, please comment in the box below. If you enjoyed it, please like and then subscribe to my channel. Check out my other readings if you're interested. And if you're compelled to look at another spirit group, I will see you over in that video. Otherwise, group 5, it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to collaborating with you again in the future. See you soon. Hi, pile 6. If you picked the Snail, number 16, then this is your reading. Let's take a look at your cards. We have, first of all, the 2 of Pentacles from the Rider-Waite deck. The Seer of Cups, this is like the Page of Cups in traditional tarot. And this is from the Rust Belt Arcana. We'll take a look at that a little more closely in a minute. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Fairy Stone, fertility. And this is Warrior. Cute. The universe powerfully responds the instant I realign with love. It's from the Super Attractor deck. And you were the only pile that had 2 I am cards. I am patient and I am nurturing. So pile 6, if we look at astrological signs here, we've got pentacles and we have cups. So that's earth and water signs. Earth signs are Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And water, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So there is a lot of nature happening here, pile 6, and I think what I'm getting here for you guys is that this is a land guide. Land guides are important in that they help protect specific areas that may have been important to them in life. From what I understand, what I've read or heard, and I could be wrong about this, land guides were people that chose to stay behind and protect the land after they have passed. So typically an area they'd be attached to and just kind of looking at as a protector or guide. And they remind us of how we impact the land and what we do and how that's integral to the health of the planet and those who come after us. So that's like one side of the coin. And then on the other side, they also remind us that the land in turn it shapes us as well. So we influence the land and the land influences us. And so I think for you, this particular guide would have watched you as you were growing up, or would have had an eye on you if there's a place that is special to you on this planet in your heart. You maybe have only gone there one time, but there was just something about it that was magnetic for you. You may also be a traveler who connects with a lot of different regions in the world. So what's your soul calling you to do? There's definitely a lot of reflection that's happening here. I think this particular guide wants you to follow your path, whatever that path is, your truth, your North Star. And they want to support you on this particular endeavor. They're really emphasizing balance for you. Just making sure that things are equal and even. And they may leave you tokens or signs that you're in the right spot, you're on the right path. Like, for example, the fairy stone. You might be finding different kinds of crystals or stones that you see, feathers, different plants that you might be looking for, fruits, berries, leaves. It might be something about the patterns of the clouds in the sky, the sunlight filtering through the leaves in a certain way. You might see messages in the way that the water is babbling in the brook. And all of these messages for them, a lot of it's inclusivity. It's about you being family. With the Seer of Cups here, Patty Ann Rogers is a poet, and it says, the family, weavers, reachers, winders, and connivers, pumpers, runners, air and bubble riders, rock sitters, wave gliders, wire bobbers, soothers, flagellators, all brothers, sisters, all there is. So there's this interconnectedness that's happening here. You as a child of the earth, being connected to the planet's connected to you, and you're all connected to one another. We're all connected to each other. And the way, this is true too for the way that plants grow. I feel just in my own practice, I've been able to communicate with trees and different plants in nature, even flowers. I'll ask permission before I pick them. Might be an unpopular practice for some folks, but sometimes they say no. And I do feel that there is a communication that can happen. One tree knows what another tree is doing in a whole nother continent. There's communication happening that we don't all see or hear or feel. And they're just reminding you about that balance. Balance with the earth family and balance with the earth itself, and balance between the two. Yeah, so there may be a bit of a challenge being issued to you as well, just reflecting on your soul purpose, but then also, extending that to the earth itself. you're being challenged, but at the same time, you're also being very much supported. Root system, root chakra. And there may be times too on your path that you need to get creative. When I see that fertility, I'm actually thinking of like creativity in the sacral chakra. And you might have to be a little bit of a warrior. Meet Mishkin, rough and tumble. He knows his teeth are sharp and his claws are his prized possession, carefully honed to points. He is a little ninja but has a heart of love and softness. We can call on Mishkin when we need to stand up for ourselves, set boundaries, or be daring. So whether you're about to climb a giant boulder or take a leap of faith or ask to be paid what you are worth, remember little Mishkin and his bravery. Yes, he did whack that big scary dog on the nose, even though he is only a kitten. Cute. So taking in some of that, you might feel like a kitten, but there are times that you are going to have to take a stance on things. You can be soft, but you can also be strong, fierce, and in alignment with love. Yeah, which is what we're seeing here. The universe powerfully responds the instant I realign with love. So if you're out of balance, you can get back in balance with getting into that heart space of love, which may help you get to where you need to go or find what you need to do a little more quickly. Yeah, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself when necessary. And group 6, if this is you, you might also be somebody who is aligned with nature yourself. You're ego-conscious, ego-friendly, concerned about the environment, and environmentalism, the health of our planet. And you recognize that the more that you care for the earth, the more blessings find their way to you. You may also find that you're drawn to certain places on the earth. You might be able to feel the earth's resonance or magnetism. There might be little magical hot spots for you. You know, whether you're talking ley lines or anything, it doesn't have to be that. There might just be spots for you. And your guide will be closer to you in those particular spots, this particular land guide. And of course, if you do have access to that area we first talked about, where that land guide probably first spotted you or watched you grow up or where you were visiting, if you can get access to that point again, that's another way that you can join them. But again, everything has that interconnectedness we talked about. So if you're meditating in one space outside, they're going to know that you're doing that. So you can connect with the energy of that guide in that way, simply by being outside, and also by doing kind things for the earth. That is going to kind of activate that antenna for them. So they may be asking you too to be a little bit of an activist for the earth, a change maker, be a little conscientious, and seeing that interconnectedness to, in everything. And maybe you already are that way. This is interesting because this is the first group I've had where there's been an ask for the planet on behalf of a particular guide. So again, this is really a lot about balance between earth and sky, being grounded, and then also being connected to the divine. As above, so below. We have this little guy, this little snail here, down on the earth. This is such an adorable picture. Being grounded, and we've got that ruby red fruit, which is like that root chakra. And then in the same breath, we're also connected to creatures of the air. We have the feather here with the stars around it. An antenna for the divine, really here. So I see you as being somebody who is rooted and strong, and nurturing at the same time. Patient, steady, willing to see a cause through to the end. And if you need more of that particular energy, then you are in the right place. So the mantras that came through were, I am patient and I am nurturing. And one of the things, besides the cool plants that are popping out here, with the I am patient, we've got similar color scheme happening here and here. There's this like little bit of divine essence that's happening. So again, that reminds me of that interconnectedness that's going on, the patience here, and answering the call. There's a bit of meditation, there's a bit of patience that's needed, perhaps, that idea of going within. So patience may be needed in whatever endeavor that you're kind of working toward, or it may be a sign that you are a patient person and that you're there, or it could be that this does not resonate with you at all, and this is a little happy hello from the universe that this is where you need to get to. In order for change and magic to happen, it kind of looks like magic to me. Yeah. Yeah, and that nurturing piece, again, we talked about that a little bit already, but I see that as just like the other side of the coin too. Being nurturing and caring with the earth, but being fierce at the same time, gentle and strong. Numbers for this group, we've got the number 2. That might be, repeating 2s might be something that means something to you. We also have 16 over here, so the 1s, it could be repeating 1s, repeating 6s. 1 and 6 is 7, could be a 7. Any combination of these, the number 16 itself, those could be signs that your guide is near or things are coming into alignment for you. They also may be dates that are important to you. So group 6, if you chose this pile and it doesn't resonate with you, this may be a sign that there is a land guide who has their eye on you and is encouraging you to make some new choices regarding the well-being of Mother Nature. So consider that a little nudge. Yeah. You're the Planeteers here, is what I'm getting. But there still is, unlike some of the elementals, these guides, I don't feel that a land guide would walk away from you. They're not going to walk away from the place that they're at until their time is done, until they've decided their watch is over. They're not going to be judging you, just nudging you in the right direction. They're certainly not going to walk away from you. They're there for balance when you need it. They're there to help you see the beauty in everything and to help you get into the perspective of figuring out what your soul calling is. So that's what I have for you, group 6. If you felt this reading resonated for you, please comment in the box below. If you enjoy this, like and subscribe to my channel. And if you feel like it, check out my other readings. And if you're compelled to look at another spirit guide group, I will see you over in that video. Otherwise, group 6, it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to collaborating with you again in the future. See you in a bit. Hi, pile 7. If you chose the Hummingbird, number 22, then this is your reading. Let's take a look at your cards. First, we have the Queen of Cups. She wanted to come out for another reading, as I recall. I think she was a card that fell on the floor, and I ignored her and put her back, and she still found a way out. Next, we have the 9 of Swords, the Shrike. If you haven't looked up the Shrike before, you don't know what kind of bird that is, look that one up. They have some really interesting YouTube videos about it. We have Align Your Life. What is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? And you were the only crew that had 2 cards from this particular deck. We also have with that Birthing a New Age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. So we're just going to stack those up there. Cacoxenite, I think is how we say this. This is New Beginnings. It's really interesting looking. And Freedom. That is adorable. Okay. I think I've said that this cat is cute, or this Spirit Cat deck is cute in every single reading except for maybe one of them, and I had to try really hard not to say it, but I should just say it. I let the universe catch up with my dreams. Wow, this looks almost the same. The sky's really right there. And I am Manifestation. More of those similar colors there. A lot of pinks and purples happening for you here. Group 7. All right, so for those of you who like astrological signs, we've got water signs here with the Queen of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and then swords is associated with air. We haven't had too much air in here in any of these. Air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So as I'm looking over this, I am seeing a lot of air here. And I'm hearing that ancient phrase from alchemy, as above, so below. There's some really fierce energy that's happening in here, but it's loving at the same time. It's as delicate as the hummingbird and as fierce as our little shrike. This particular guide talks about balance here and manifestation, chasing down your dreams. So pile 7, group 7, you may have said some serious crap go down in your life. Losses or grief. Wounds that haven't had enough space to breathe, so that you can grow around them. This is a guide meant to help you get on your path. They do recognize your pain. They do see it. And their energy can be a bit of a balm for that. But at the same sense, don't be fooled by that, because this is what lies underneath. They are a guide who is laser focused on your growth and your dreams. They're really interested in what you've set out to do in this lifetime. Yeah. I'm looking at this number 22 here. 2 and 2 is 4. So the number 4, I think of solid foundations, 4 corners. This is a guide who's got this duality to them. They're two sides of the same coin, and they're interested in helping you get that foundation built up in a steady way. This is creator and destroyer energy. A protector who will force growth, or they're going to be the one that's going to push you over that cliff, even if you don't feel like you're ready yet. Like, not ready for training wheels to come off? It's been long enough for them. They want the deep work from you, group 7. Well, actually, I think they demand it. Yeah. And actually, if we look at these cards together, I'm going to put that off to the side for a minute. We have sword energy here. And if we look that with the mirror, I feel like, yeah, the swords, something happened in your life where we're a bit fragmented, cut up. And this is almost the energy of them holding your head here. Look into the mirror and hold steady. I want to show you what you're missing. Look at this reflection. Yeah, and I mean, we've got this kind of stuff going on here. That's messy. The Shrike is a messy eater, and I almost see this as a mess. It's like what's left over, what is left after. Yeah, a little bit of spray there, not to be too gross. And then after that, though, we've made room for something. It's a clean slate. It's almost like there's then paint that's been put on here that's pretty. It's the new beginnings. It's what's being birthed and what's coming after. So this particular guide will not be shy about getting their hands dirty. And they don't mind if you're dirty either. And I don't mean that in the sense of you being or acting in an inappropriate way, or dirty, like you dirty dog, but this is you just doing the work, getting in there. And you might be asking yourself, why? How did I get this lucky? Because this is about you stepping into your leadership and power, birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Yeah, so you may also be group 7. Someone who is highly creative. Just looking at these colors here. a lot of like peaches and oranges in here. So I'm kind of thinking sacral chakra around that area. And they just want you to feel that freedom and that new alignment and understand your own ability to manifest. So let's look at the cat on the freedom card. Meet Lucy. That name might stand out to some of you. She's awake even in her dreams. One of her favorite things to do is fly in a lucid dream. It is the most natural, free, and expansive feeling. You can go to outer space, imaginary lands, deep under the sea, to the top of Mount Everest, even through the earth itself, propelled simply by the power of your mind and your will. This little kitty is calling you to embrace that unbound freedom of flight and dreams. What is your wildest dream? Your craziest, most heart-expanding, joy-filled plan A? If you were completely free, what would you do? So this is you. You're taking the leap. Yeah. Power of the mind. And you harnessing that. And you taking the leap before. You're not waiting for anybody. I let the universe catch up with my dreams. This is the energy they want you in. Yeah, this is that push. So I really get that this particular guide could be a deity of some kind, a figure that's well known. I'm thinking of some things, but I'm not going to say them because this is general. I'm going to let people come up with their own ideas, but this could be a mother type. It could be male, female, non-binary. It really doesn't matter. This is creator destroyer. They are more hands-on than others. And for some of you, they may be able to actually manipulate timelines. Like I'm seeing these jagged little parts of the branches that the shrike is impaling their prey on. They're almost like little separate timelines, little parts. So I feel like they could do that for you. This is some serious power that they have here. And they really want you to step into it. And in order to get there, I mean, Hummingbird is who we have here. They have super high vibe energy. High flying. It's the second bird that we have here. I just put that next to the dead animal, but there. Yeah, so hummingbirds, birds, the shrike might be an animal that resonates with you. It may be a sign that this guide is nearby. If you're seeing those kind of animals outside, there is a lot of power of mind here. So because of this, the mind, the high vibes, I'm thinking in the sword energy, this particular guide might converse with you through claircognizance. I'm just getting, even with the cups here, I'm seeing the crown, I'm thinking lofty, I'm thinking the air, I see the blue sky behind it, I'm still feeling claircognizance. And again, even though we do have oranges here, I am seeing a lot of purples and pinks, which is higher chakra colors, you know, up towards third eye crown in that area. So I do think this guide wants you to embrace your manifestation abilities, your creativity, creating whatever it is that you are meant to do. They are your biggest cheerleader, but they're also going to be pushing you the hardest, cheering for you when you don't want to hear it, like middle of the night. Oh my gosh, I'm thinking of that scene from the movie Ghost, where Patrick Swayze is bothering Whoopi Goldberg in the middle of the night, and isn't he singing at the top of his lungs? That's this kind of energy. Like, I'm not going to let you sleep. This is somebody you definitely want on your side, though. While their methods can be a little bit harsh, there is nothing but love behind them. So group 7, you need to get out and do whatever it is that you have been meaning to get around to doing, because they're going to find a way to make it happen. So numbers, we have 9s. So 9 might mean something to you, repeated 9s. We also have 22 down here. So again, 2s, repeated 2s, the number 4 possibly as well. So to pull this guide in, all you need to do is get into this energy of creativity. And of course, that's going to look like different things for different people. They want you to get messy. There's nothing about looking before you leap with this guide. When your hands are dirty and you're in the thick of it and doing what you're meant to do, they're going to be there with you. So just get going, and they're right there with you. That's going to pull them in. So again, also look for, there might be little flashes of claircognizance. And just because we had that little connection to that, again, the movie Ghost, I'm thinking they might bother you when you're sleeping. Those times maybe you're daydreaming a little bit. They might be popping in there. But this is an energy more about you leading and stepping into that leadership role. And then they're like, oh, by the way, I'm here. I'm the one that just kicked you off the cliff. So that's what I have for you, Group 7. If you felt this reading resonated for you, please comment in the box below. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe to my channel. Check out my other readings if you're interested. And of course, if you're compelled to look at another group for spirit guides, I will see you over in that video. Otherwise, Group 7, it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to collaborating with you again in the future. See you later. Hey, Pile 8. If you chose Summer, number 13, then this is your reading. Let's take a look at your cards. Scoot you good over here. Okay, so first we have the King of Pentacles. I'm like losing my voice at the end of 8 sessions. The Lovers from the Rust Belt Arcana. For those of you that are curious, I love that one. We also have the Initiation, Rite of Passage. You're going somewhere sacred. Interesting. Brazilianite, Flexibility. I've had a lot of green stones come up. It's been interesting. Okay. Generosity. Cute, 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 cute. Wanting more for others puts me into an energy of abundance. Okay, generosity. And this right next door. And we'll scoot you over here. And I am heart. Again, green. Healing, heart chakra. So, pile 8, group 8. This is interesting. Before we jump into it, for those who like their zodiac signs, we have the King of Pentacles. So this is going to be Caps and Virgo and Taurus. And the Lovers is associated with Gemini, which makes sense. We've got some twinning going on here. And Gemini is an air sign. And they're birds. So, pile 8. This is interesting because we've actually had a different guide type or type of guide for every single pile. This is the first group. I think this might be, and this doesn't always happen, but a deceased loved one who's stepping in as a guide. I'm seeing like fatherly figure here, and the fact that we have the Lovers right there. There is just this divide here in the scenery between one side and the other side. There's mirroring happening. There's a divide that's going on. Yeah, so this could be a male. A father, a brother, grandfather, uncle, friend, or somebody with divine masculine energy. This may have been a partner as well because we do have the Lovers card. Okay, so anyone who has that kind of energy for you. And this would be somebody that I feel not an ancestor necessarily. This is probably somebody that you know, I'd say like 80% of you at least, if not more. I'm seeing this card here, this initiation, as a gate and a divider between worlds. So this guide may actually also be then, and maybe this is the remaining like 15%, maybe a gatekeeper or some kind of connector guide. And their function for now is just filtering out or filtering through experiences or energies or entities who may try to connect with you, or you might try to connect with them. And so sometimes that's going to be dropped down, and they're just going to be the first person to give you a big fat nope if something is just not okay right now, or not safe for you.
or you're not right in the right energy yet. They may also have been a loved one in a past life, and you have also may have served for them during certain incarnations. Like, I don't know, something about these two cards together lets me think that you've done the same thing. You've flip-flopped roles before. They're still with you. They're just a nudge away, a step away. And they're asking for patience and flexibility as you process grief that you may have either over their passing and loss, or in general with circumstances that are currently happening in your life. I kind of get this energy of them almost not begging you, but just, have some compassion for yourself and where you're at right now, and just try to take things easy. Things are going to get better is like the energy that I'm getting. Yeah, there is big heart chakra energy here with that Brazilianite. And then the I am heart mantra. Just, be open. Try to be open. They want you to be able to see the sunshine, the light, and to be able to open that heart space up for the lights to shine through like it does on this summer card here. And I just realized you might not be able to see all the cards. Sorry. This reminds me of Rumi's poem about the wound being the place where the light enters you, or what do they call repairing the broken pottery with gold? Kintsugi, I think, art. Yeah, so if they're, a pot, and I think it's Japanese, if there is, broken pottery, you repair it with gold, and then you have that crack that's there. And so it's always different, it's always new when you look at it, and that's just a spot that has made it more beautiful and more enriched. You're always going to be new. You're always going to be different. These wounds, that piece of gold that we're talking about, that open part of your heart is never going to go away. You learn to grow around it. You learn to manage. And you might even learn to glow a little bit because your heart is more open in one sense, or just even bigger, able to have the capacity to hold the grief that you have, or loss, or whatever that you're going through. So this guide doesn't just want you to be more generous with others in new space, but also have that same generosity extended to yourself as well. Kindness and tenderness is part of the mending process. And I think you'll be better able to wish abundance and generosity for others when you're able to hold that in your own heart for you. You're in a place of your own delight. Let's take a look at the Spirit Cat card for generosity. So meet Sapphire. Oh, I love that. The generous spirit in us all. When it's dark outside, he will always come through for us with his dancing rainbow lights and gentle eyes. Allow generosity to flow in all directions. Offer your hand, your ear, your understanding, and your heart to a person in need. Graciously receive the help from another when you are challenged, stuck, or down on your luck. And that's hard for a lot of people, is being open enough to be vulnerable with others. Let them see the gold in you. Let them see the light in you. So be generous with yourself. This is key here. Give yourself time. That I feel is really big right now. Love and sweet nurturing care. We take turns being the helper and the one in need of help. There's cycles to this. Generosity connects us to something larger than ourselves. Yeah, and if we connect this to the card next to it, wanting more for others puts me into that energy of abundance. I almost see this as you're pulling more of that healing energy, and this is like a blanket you're wrapping yourself in, and it's not just your hand, you've got somebody else that's coming in there with you. You're being connected to something larger than yourself. Yeah. So that energy is where new action is born. Energy, sunshine, fuel, creation. And this is where we want to be. Open to new experiences, open to love again. I mean, this could almost be the heart space too, just having that openness. This guide is very firm and gentle. They will not interfere with you. They're very respectful of your autonomy. But they still ask that you treat yourself. And it's a little bit of an urgency, with the kindness and respect that you deserve. If you could see yourself through the eyes that they see you with, and being brought back to like Sapphire's eyes, the eyes of love, that lens of love, you would see yourself so differently than perhaps you are right now or able to. Notice, I love how these look like a heart. You have been the guide at one time, and they have been the guide for you, and you both have seen each other with those same magical, loving eyes. So this particular guide, you might associate them with a specific bird type. You might see them between times like sleep and waking, in the evenings, in the mornings. Even this infinity sign might mean something to you above the cat's head. And notice that it's up in the air too. I don't know, I keep going back to birds. I know some people like cardinals. Not every cardinal's a sign, but that might be a sign for you. Maybe it's an eagle, maybe it's something else. Blue jays. Yeah, and that infinity sign again is a sign that you two are always together, no matter what, like even between lifetimes. So 6 might be a number for you, 5 by itself, or 1 as well. And those numbers could be repeating in any way, shape, or form. Same with the number 13 or 1s or 3s. 1 plus 3 is also 4. So again, that makes me think of a solid foundation or stability, which is what this guide is trying to encourage you to get to. And I think they're saying too, like you can come up to this energy, you can rise up to this again, where you're going to feel stable and happy and good. So group 8... Yeah, with this deceased loved one, you might have your own synchronicities or signs that you know that this person is near. It's going to be different. And if this was a recent loss, just know that it is harder to get to that place of connection as we're processing grief. You may have different signs or more of them a little further down the road. As you are able to elevate your vibration, you will start to feel them and know that they're there or start to see more signs. And on this card, I'm being drawn to that lightning bolt that's right up here, which to me is... the bolt out of the blue. That's clear cognizance. That's clear knowing. And then we also have the birds as well, that floating sign there. So again, that's all clear cognizance for me. That's a way of you just knowing that the guide is near. Yeah. And with the earth signs here as well, you may have some clairsentience happening. So that's clear sensing where you may feel that the guide is nearby, whether it's through physiological signs, goosebumps, that kind of thing, or an emotion. You might cry. You might just feel and know it's them. It's just kind of the claircognizance and the clairsentience working together. You may sense them inside sunlight here, moonlight, being outdoors, I think transitional times, and also pay attention to your dreams. Meditation may be a way that you can connect and get guidance as well. If this is not the deceased loved one, but more of the gatekeeper or a higher deity, you may be able to channel them through writing. And what's interesting is I do still get that idea if it is a gatekeeper guide of some kind, like you again still have this connection where you were tight. In one way, shape, or form, even if they've never incarnated. I think you were spending time with them on the other side, if that's your jam. So group 8, you may have been going through some tough times recently, and they want you to know that they are there and closer than you think. Yeah, and if it's a deceased loved one, they're just saying, I'm here. I'm your heart. You're my heart. And again, they're working to get you into that energy of the King of Pentacles that we see over here. Seeing your own worth, seeing your own value, seeing your abundance, moving from dark times. And on this side of the initiation card, into the light on the other side. Having the vision and flexibility to get from one space to another. They really are an escort and someone who cares deeply about you, your story, your individuality, your uniqueness, and where you come from. So group 8, you are incredibly loved. And that's just something I want you to know. I just realized too, something as I was talking, it kept wanting to come out, but you know, being an infinity symbol, it also is 8. So take the number 8 as a sign too. So group 8, that's what I have for you right now. And if you felt this reading resonated for you, please comment in the box below. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and check out my other readings if you're so inclined. If you're compelled to look at another spirit group after this one, I'll see you over in that video. And otherwise, group 8, it's been a pleasure. And I look forward to collaborating with you again in the future. See you later.